The Journey of Food. Evelyn took a big, crunchy bite of her apple and chewed thoughtfully. Jason, where does this apple go after I swallow? Jason leaned in with a grin. On a 30-foot waterslide through an acid bath, a 20-foot maze, and a city of 100 trillion bacteria. Want to see? Before Evelyn could answer, Jason opened the book to a page showing the inside of a human body, all the organs glowing in soft color. The page shimmered. They shrank smaller and smaller until they were riding on a chunk of apple, freshly chewed, sliding toward the back of a throat. The starting line. They were in the mouth. Around them, 32 teeth rose like white pillars. Jason pointed them out, incisors at the front, sharp and flat, they cut food like scissors. Canines on the sides, pointed, they tear tough food. And molars in the back, wide and bumpy, they grind food into mush like millstones. Warm liquid flooded around them, saliva. About 1 to 2 liters of it every day. Saliva isn't just water, Jason said. It contains an enzyme called amylase that starts breaking down starches into sugars. Your mouth is already digesting before you even swallow. Evelyn felt herself being pushed backward by a strong, muscular wave, the tongue, shoving their chunk of apple toward the throat. A tiny flap called the epiglottis snapped shut over the windpipe like a trapdoor, making sure the food went down the right tube. They slid into the esophagus, a 10-inch muscular tube that squeezed them downward in powerful waves. This squeezing is called peristalsis, Jason said, grabbing the wall as another wave pushed them deeper. It works even if you're upside down. Astronauts eat in zero gravity because peristalsis pushes food to the stomach no matter what. The acid bath. They dropped into a large, pink, churning chamber, the stomach. It was about the size of a fist when empty but had stretched to hold a full meal. The walls rippled and squeezed, contracting about 3 times per minute, and a sharp, sour smell filled the air. Stomach acid, Jason said. Hydrochloric acid with a pH of about 2 strong enough to dissolve metal. Your stomach uses it to break down food and kill bacteria. Why doesn't it dissolve the stomach itself? Evelyn asked, eyeing the churning acid nervously. Great question. A thick layer of mucus coats the entire inner wall, like a protective shield. It renews itself every 2 weeks. Without it, the stomach would digest itself. For 2 to 4 hours, the stomach churned their apple chunk with acid and powerful enzymes until everything became a thick, soupy liquid called chyme. Barely recognizable as an apple anymore, Evelyn observed. The long winding road. A muscular valve opened, and they flowed into the small intestine. Despite its name, it was anything but small, about 20 feet long, roughly 3 times Evelyn's height. It was called small because it was narrow, only about 1 inch wide. The inner walls were covered with millions of tiny finger-like projections called villi, each one waving gently like sea anemone tentacles. And on each villus were even tinier projections called microvilli. Together, they increased the intestine's inner surface area to about 2,700 square feet, roughly the size of a tennis court, all folded up inside a tube no thicker than a garden hose. This is where the apple becomes you, Jason said. Sugars, vitamins, minerals, fats, proteins, everything your body needs passes through these tiny fingers and into your bloodstream. The blood carries them to every cell in your body. 3 helper organs poured their juices into the small intestine, the liver, the largest internal organ, which processed nutrients and broke down toxins. The pancreas, which produced powerful digestive enzymes plus insulin to manage blood sugar. And the gallbladder, a small pouch that stored bile to break down fats. The finish line. What was left, water, fiber, and waste, flowed into the large intestine, a wider tube about 5 feet long. Its main job was absorbing water back into the body. But the large intestine wasn't empty. It was home to about 100 trillion bacteria, the gut microbiome. These bacteria helped digest fiber that human enzymes couldn't handle, produced vitamins like vitamin K, and protected against harmful germs. There are more bacteria in your gut than cells in your entire body, Jason said. Some scientists call it a second brain, because the gut has its own network of 500 million neurons and can send signals directly to your actual brain. My stomach has a brain? Evelyn looked down at herself. Kind of. Ever had a gut feeling about something? That's your gut microbiome literally talking to your brain. The whole journey, from the first bite to the very end, took about 24 to 72 hours. One apple, on a 3-day trip through 30 feet of tubing. They expanded back to full size, sitting on Evelyn's bed. She looked at her half-eaten apple, then looked at her stomach, then back at the apple. "I will never look at food the same way," she said. "You shouldn't," Jason grinned. "That apple is about to travel past 32 teeth, through an acid bath strong enough to dissolve metal, down a 20-foot maze lined with millions of tiny fingers, and into a city of 100 trillion bacteria. It's quite the adventure." Evelyn took another bite and chewed slowly, thoughtfully. "Bon voyage, apple," she said. The book closed with a soft thump, its gold letters glinting in the lamplight.